So, when we last left off, the crew aboard the Delta Dawn had become separated, shattered, sent back to their individual realms, and found their ways into a cave of magical wonder and mystery, and upon making their way through various visions and trials, they emerge in a chamber where they are tested in these different and individual tests of teamwork. And making their way through these magical halls, they stumble upon different aspects that challenge their very core of who they are and what it means to rely on one another, to have a camaraderie and sense of teamwork. And now you are standing on the bank of what appears to be a large moat passing through this river. There are several pedestals of rock breaching up from the surface of the water that a few individuals could stand on, maybe 2 or 3 if you were stepping off the edge slightly. They're positioned about several feet apart that you would have to take a running jump in order to leap to them, but you could leap to them by yourself. But as you have experienced, most of these trials require working together as a team. And the other aspect of this trial before you are several chunks of wood that flow along the river. The river is rushing far too quickly for you to simply swim across, and if you were to slip off of the bank and into the water or miss your jump trying to land onto one of these pedestals, you would quickly be whisked away. But these large chunks of wood that float across the surface move relatively quickly across the room, but not too quickly that you wouldn't be able to perhaps move yourself across or grab onto. But position is laid before you. The trial is laid out. What would you all like to do? Oh, I will ask very quickly, what is everyone's passive perception? I will also allow insight because this cave is magical.
My passive perception is a 14.
That's a 17.
For perception?
Yeah.
Nice.
My passive is 6. Hey, am I over my exhaustion now?
Nope,
Passive
you are all
perception.
exactly as you entered. Still racked
Okay.
with stress and fatigue.
Pardon me for a minute.
Okay.
I should have taken a nap.
This would not be much of a challenge if you were readily prepared and equipped for it. So, what would you all like to do?
It should be paid for already.
No, there is no ferry that you can pay for. You can't solve everything
No.
with money, Holgear.
Man.
Although, you know what? If you toss in enough money,
It will create a bridge. I think that's what we're supposed to do here. Work together and create a bridge.
No, but I will. How's the light level in this area?
the room is completely lit.
Okay.
As with most of the chambers, the walls are smooth and reflective, but most of the light actually comes from deep beneath the surface, sort of in the ground, and in most cases underneath the water, sort of rippling up and casting these shadows that dance across the ceiling.
Okay.
Just some general magical cave ambiance.
So, what'd I miss?
Nothing.
Magical cave ambiance.
Yeah.
Sounds magical and cavey.
Joshua died.
Oh no.
All right,
hell
it's
happened
canon.
while I was gone?
Joshua's out of
Wait.
the campaign.
No, wait. Hold on.
I left for like 5 minutes.
Look, I'm a forgiving DM that's open to all sorts of ideas and creative choices that players want to do. And if you want to lay down and die, who am I to stop you?
Alright, I used the successful thing and bring his ass back to life.
No.
Please?
You cannot deny me.
You didn't actually die. That was a joke.
Yay.
I slap him. Wake up.
No.
Fine, go to sleep.
Make an attack roll.
Oh my
In that
lord.
case. No, I'm not gonna attack yet.
Make an unarmed strike.
Okay, give me 1 moment.
Booga 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 boo. Booga booga booga. Booga 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 booga.
Ah, that's not gonna hit. That's a 12.
I don't think that hits his AC. I think his AC is like 18 or something.
God damn.
Yeah, he's got an unarmored AC, which is crazy.
I know I'm amazing, right?
I should eat and assimilate you.
Hold on.
That is not how that works.
I know. I just wanted to freak him out for a moment. Technically, my race can grow armor on their body to add 1 AC, but that's a different ability I can't
I
use. right?
will say that there is somebody in this voice channel currently that can consume others and gain their powers.
Alright, who is it? Raise your hand.
Is it
Bro,
Josh?
spoilers.
I'm
Havelock?
not saying that they may know.
Oh man.
So, we don't
Definitely
even
Havelock.
know. Hey, I don't know nothing, alright?
I didn't say that they don't know. I'm neither
Hey.
confirming nor denying.
It's
Oh
Sparrow!
yeah, is it you?
Yes,
Can
I can consume all of you. You have
That's a quick
solved my
question.
riddle. No.
Alright, give me another bots.
Quick question.
Yes.
So our goal is to get across this mysterious cave of wonders and its body of water, correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Could I handle that?
You're part of this too. I would like to suggest that we, that is to say, Talia, because I don't know how to handle ropes, makes a little like loop on the end. Ooh. Potential hole. Are there like stalagmites? Are those the
No,
ones
there.
that come out
It
from
is
the
a
ground?
completely smooth domed ceiling.
Oh shit. In that case, I would like to suggest rope bridge, where Mr. Teleporting Spear throws the spear, teleports it. I can.
My spear will only teleport me and nothing else.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna shoot the rope across, or at least try to, using Cold Shot.
Are you sure that you could make that shot?
I can certainly try.
Fair enough. But
Plus, it's not
how
like
about
we're
we
gonna
just
let
go
go
with the
of the
buddy
rope.
system?
Let me describe the room again. Imagine a rectangle
It's
that is 80 feet from one end to the other. and the ceiling basically is a half-circle dome up from there. So basically, the wall goes flat out to the walls, where it then slowly tapers up and curves up into a dome ceiling. There is 10 feet of bank on either side, so there is only 60 feet of water that you need to cross. The pillars that you need to, or you can use, are about 8 feet. I'll say 10 feet, just to make it even, from each other, and they zigzag back and forth in a relative pathway.
Okay, this sounds
damn.
like a time for a daisy chain.
Yeah, it's Ninja Warrior-esque.
Gotcha.
I
All
felt
right.
as though I did not describe it well. So
What kind of sec do I have to row to see if I could just handle swimming in that water?
there's only one way to find out. I will say you have tried to swim in water like this before, and it is nearly impossible. You have easily been swept away in waters like this.
So I have experience with this, and I know not to mess with it. Got it. I'm gonna stay out of this water.
Just to put like a random number on it, I will say that the water moves in 80 feet per round.
God damn.
Yeah, I ain't messing with that water.
It is rushing. It's not like rapids where it's necessarily bursting up and, roiling necessarily, but it is moving rapidly. And then the chunks of wood are bobbing and sort of bouncing across the surface. But they are large and they are heavy, so they are slowly moving through the water. It takes a lot of effort for the water to push it because it is along the surface. But if you were to fall into the water, you would be easily whisked away. How many lengths of rope do you all have?
Can we even?
Sorry, I was just muted while I was washing my hands. I have one length of 50-foot hempen rope and one length of 50-foot silken rope.
I have.
Hey, Holgear, how come Mom lets you have 2 ropes?
Because I'm rich.
I have.
Don't question my baller status with rope.
I have no rope.
I don't have any either.
No, I might have taken yours at some point. I don't know.
No, I've never had rope from the start.
What is this rope you speak of?
Okay. How? The top of the pillars. How is that like even with chunks of wood, or are those like higher up?
The water level, I will say, is like a couple inches down from the floor, which is also the tops of these pillars. And
Okay,
the
so-
wood is positioned that you could literally walk straight across it.
Okay. Who's up for a game?
I don't know how to describe it more like Frogger than I already have.
Yeah, I think.
Add a few coals.
Yeah, maybe you should put like a frog person in the background who just absolutely just get whisked away. Falls into the water.
I say we use the
But-
buddy system and so everyone choose a cross.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Buddy
So
system.
we use the buddy system, and several in twos across.
Oh, everyone in twos. Okay. Yeah. Do we want to do a roped buddy system?
It's better that way. If one of us falls off, the other one gets his try to keep you alive.
Okay.
Or if the water's too deep, you can drag each other down.
That's a you issue, my friend.
That is a you issue, Hogier.
I never said I was tying my ass to yours.
Well, you are. Come on. And
Fuck.
Joshua grabs Holgier's hand and starts walking towards the water.
Maybe tie the rope first.
Nah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Don't worry, he's gonna do something foolish.
As Holgier says that, Havelock, you notice something very strange. You notice as Holgier steps away with Joshua, and Joshua begins assisting him and whatnot, you notice that Joshua's shadow begins to move on its own, completely separate from Joshua's current actions. And you watch as it draws his gun from his holster and it fires a shot. And there's an actual loud sound that echoes through the chamber. Blam! And then two more. Blam, blam! And you all turn and watch as a short, fuzzy figure falls to the ground as Zephyr is shot by Joshua's shadow.
Got that dog in him.
Yo, what? Is it for you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
That's...
Which one's Zephyr again?
I think the rabbit.
Zephyr was the
Yeah.
heron gone, the bunny person.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna eat him.
Well, you still
You
can.
still can, technically.
Alright, but before I do that, I just quickly slam my spear against, what's his name? Shadow.
Okay, make an attack roll.
That would be a dirty 20.
Joshua, what's your AC?
My AC. My A. I probably should have memorized that.
I think it's 18,
This one.
right?
19.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Havelock, roll damage. And you're just slamming your spear into the ground, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not like into me.
Keep
The
talking,
real
maybe.
The only true way to kill the shadow is to kill the person casting it.
Hey, yo.
That would be a 5.
Man, it's a 5. Just
Yeah,
a
that's
5.
a 5. That's a 5.
This is not damage to you, Joshua. You stab your spear into the ground, and you watch as this figure visibly recoils, and then the figure swifts and swirls, and then suddenly Joshua's shadow is back to normal.
It would
Hey,
appear
yo,
as
so
someone's keeping an
nobody's-
eye on us.
You know, nobody's gonna question the shadowmancy going on. Or how
in a
a
cave.
shadow bullet killed a person.
I mean,
Havelock
bullet-
is kind of ignorant to magic, so he just says, magic.
Alright, well, I just found like the perfect way to become an assassin.
It wasn't me, it was my shadow. What a great alibi.
They put handcuffs on the shadow.
No, they
Alright.
they moved the shadow puppet handcuffs onto the shadow.
That's so dumb. Okay, let's rope
When they're
ourselves up.
interrogating, they have to do like a shadow puppet dog.
You're like,
Shadow
look
person
out!
is
What does
this
that
person-
even mean?
This person's shadow is evil. I must use my shadow to kill them. And then you just kill the person.
No.
Oh,
I'd
I also have
recommend
a
everyone
grappling.
watches the shadow.
I have a grappling hook. If that'll help anything.
I
Just throwing
doubt
that out
it
there.
will hold you. Also, where'd you get a grappling hook?
It's literally just a rope with a hook on the end.
Yeah.
Anybody can
Maybe
get
I can tie that to a crossbow with enchantment of feather falling on the arrow. But either way, let's roll.
I'd like to
Oh,
pick
dear.
up the bunny man's corpse.
Okay, you do so.
We're
Uh,
making that into stew. Don't eat it.
I'm
That's
going to
fucked.
bury him once we leave.
He has a modified heavy crossbow. He has a quiver full of several trick arrows, or bolts, rather. He also has 18 Hoarfrost bolts, which freeze anything on contact.
Anything?
Yes. He also has 500 GP.
Hey, yo, can
Off
you
to-
split that?
You wanted to eat him. You can have the body. I'm keeping everything else.
This is kind of unfair, but okay.
Complain about it later when we escape this place.
Are Joshua and Holgear roped up yet?
Okay.
Yeah, while you've been having this conversation, I've just been tying a belt of rope around you like a tailor.
Okay. Whoever's tying the knots, make a sleight of hand check.
Let me do it.
I've got a
Alright.
pretty decent sleight of hand, actually.
I got plus 11.
Never mind.
Any more? Anyone else? I look around.
Fuck.
Alright, let me tie these knots. $17.
Okay, yeah, you tie 'em. You
Okay.
It's not just like a rope around their waist. It's like a full-on sort of harness, kind of like a Baby Bjorn sort of like full chest harness.
Alright. I'll leave the grappling hook on this side, just in case we need to pull ourselves back out of the water. And I guess we'll go for it.
Joshua walks across the river, Jesus
What?
style.
All right.
can
Make
do
a
that?
faith check. Make a religion check.
You better hope you get that 20.
Can I use an auto 20?
Okay. What's your modifier?
You said faith, correct?
Religion.
Religion, whatever. Religion +4. I'm apparently
So
proficient
24.
in religion.
Joshua turns and you see a figure standing on the first pedestal with their arm outstretched towards you. And without even thinking, without feeling, you just instinctively begin walking towards them. And as you do, wood just appears underneath you. The wood moving across the water slides into place, and you just miraculously walk, and as you do, there is something under every single footstep. And when you make it there, you lock arms with a figure, and he smiles at you. And it's your best bud, Connor. A spectral form, you can see through him, but he is there, smiling, supporting you.
Does this mean Connor is Jesus in canon?
No.
Oh,
Gosh
thank God.
dang it. Take an adversity token, because that was funny. But
Yeah,
no.
That was pretty fun.
Joshua, it is now your turn to take the place on this pedestal and help others across. But in order to do so, I have one question for you. What is Connor's last name?
No. No.
He has a last name?
Yes, he does.
Mhm. Yep, he does. I know the answer to that question.
No looking on D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Joshua, you are his best bud. You should know that. This was supposed to be an easy question. They only get harder from here.
Lone Roar?
It is Lone Roar. Okay. You step onto the slick surface of this pedestal and you stand completely firm, as if nothing could shake you from this position.
All right.
Wait, is this Frogger mixed with trivia? Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe.
Ah, that is awesome.
I don't know any of you. I'm at a disadvantage here.
That's fair. Yeah, but you also have a teleporting spear, so it balances out.
Fair enough. Continue.
He's also carrying a body.
He
Your
likes us well
partner is
enough.
literally
Pretty
dead
tasty.
weight.
This is your fault, Sparrow. You're the one that said he was dead weight last campaign.
That was a joke, and I apologized.
Look, Sparrow, look what you've done. He's dead.
They wanted to leave the
Alright.
campaign, and I could do nothing to stop them.
I was making a joke, but okay.
I guess I'll follow Joshua. Do I have to make like a deck save?
How are you crossing?
Good old Frogger style with a combination on rope.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics check with advantage.
I'm pretty good at acrobatics. 24.
Yes, you
and
easily make it to Joshua.
22. Okay.
And
Oh, I
as
probably
you
should-
stand there, you see a figure on the next pedestal holding their arm out to you.
Who is it?
Make a perception or insight check.
Percepciones. Ooh, nat 20.
It is your sister.
I go for a hug. I just charge across and go for a hug.
Okay. Make a religion check with advantage.
That's an 8 and an 8.
Your religion isn't very good in this time.
No, I'm terrible at religion. I've got a +1. That's
Oh.
purely because that's purely because I have bardic stuff.
You have one auto 20 if you want to use that.
You take one step towards her, just instinctually trusting her, and you do step onto wood miraculously, but you trip and actually catch your boot. It just sort of crunches down into the wood, and you get stuck momentarily, and you are generally getting whisked away on the water, and you have a few moments to react before the rope goes taut, and your foot is gonna get stuck. What would you like
Cut
to
off the foot.
do? Cut off
What?
the foot.
What kind of 128 hours thing do you think this is?
This isn't a Saw campaign, although, hold on.
No.
Next campaign.
Oh no!
Yo, count me in for that one.
Okay.
Hey yo, I'm gonna play a serial killer.
I'm gonna play the one that's gonna kill the serial killer.
I'll run a puzzle themed campaign.
I'd love to be in that one. You make some great puzzles.
Thank you.
Even if
What
I am
sort of
an
a-
idiot.
What sort of a check would be required to just try and unstick my foot in the time I have?
Can I just throw my spear and cut
It would
the
be
rope?
half of your movement to remove prone, or you could do something from where you are.
Well, I don't have any teleportation abilities, so I'm just gonna half my movement up.
Okay,
And-
you're moving a little bit farther now. The rope is almost taut, and as soon as it does, you're going to be pulled off the wood into the water.
Can I throw my
Okay.
spear?
Yes.
Alright, what do I roll?
A ranged attack throw. I believe it's just a strength check. Plus. Yeah, I think it's just a strength check. Actually, it would be athletics.
Oh, god dang it, I just rolled and got an 18. Okay, where's Athlet?
No. It's basically just like plus your proficiency modifier. So it'd be an 18 plus whatever your proficiency modifier is.
What?
It's a bunch of math stuff, but basically, I think an 18 is good enough for whatever you're trying to do. What are you trying to do?
I'm just throwing the spear to go cut the rope. That way they don't get zagged in.
Oh, so you want Olvia to
Thanks.
die?
Oh, in that case, I'm gonna throw the spear to, like, try to help.
No, you can't just say that.
I guess you're
Havelock
really just.
throws his spear and it pierces into. You know what? Roll damage. Let's see if you kill this rope.
Oh, it's better one dies than two.
Roll weapon damage.
No offense to the one that's gonna die.
Thanks.
Could at least use his name.
I don't remember their name.
You
I
can
hardly
literally
know you
see
people.
it.
Yeah, but Havelock wouldn't.
Okay.
Their name's not magically above their head.
But you're not Havelock when you're talking to me.
What are you talking about? I'm Havelock all the time.
Oh Jesus.
Yes. What do you need?
Wow.
God dang
I
it!
could use some water walking, honestly.
Did somebody say water walking?
You know what? Make a religious check.
That's a 6. Oh, that's an 8.
Okay, here's what happens. Havelock throws his spear, and it slices through the rope, and it cuts through most of it. There is just a single strand, and if you are going to get pulled taut, the rope may not survive for very long, but it is still there. You are still connected.
Can I
God dang it! I got
attempt? Can I attempt to basically make my way back, sort of like hop skipping across the wood in like a zigzag?
You can
pattern?
absolutely make an acrobatics check to make it to the next pillar.
Oh sure.
So what happened?
You
16.
Yes, you make it to the next pillar. Havelock,
You
your spear
almost
goes
killed me, dick.
sailing, and it bounces and clatters, and it lands in the water and gets whisked away.
Alright, gonna teleport that back real quick.
No.
Wait, can you
And then it
only
comes back.
teleport to it? Oh, never mind.
But you get the idea that if you were to lose it in the water again, it'll be much harder for it to get pulled back. Because it turns into water when it teleports back to you. The act of rushing.
So it gets zagged away at quick speed. Okay, I get it.
Right. So you may not want to just be throwing it willy-nilly into the water. The idea here is that you can't teleport through solid surfaces. So you can't I mean, if you and your spear were blocked via a wall, you would not be able to teleport to it. You would have to be able to at least squeeze through in a crack or something. You could basically turn amorphous or whatnot.
Oh, like a slime person rules.
Sort of, yeah. But yeah, the fact that it went into water and then it's rushing water, it was like actively resisting it coming back to you. So maybe just be a little careful. But yes, Holgear, you run and jump and land on the next pillar, and your sister is right there, and she clasps your shoulders and says, "Hey, how you doing? What's my nickname that I always give you?"
Fuck, we only ever interacted like once in game.
Would you like a hint?
Yeah, I know it's a shortening of my name.
Yeah, it's based
Gearhead!
off... Yes.
Knew it!
Alright. Holgear now stands firmly on the next pillar. And just because this is taking longer than I expected, I'm going to say that there's only 4 pillars. So you're halfway through the chamber.
Okay.
But it's just
Can
you
I-
two that have crossed so far.
Yeah, I think... How could we get the others across?
My gun.
We honestly
got an
probably
idea.
should have just done a daisy chaining it.
I mean, Joshua is still relatively close to... And here's
Okay.
the thing. Since you guys are on pedestals, you can assist people that are coming towards you, so you can give them advantage.
Hey, Spill, you said that those arrows can freeze anything, right?
Yes.
I'd like to shoot one at the water.
Okay. You shoot one of the bolts into the water, and it freezes a section of the water, and instantly the water rushes it away. And it does begin expanding rapidly fast, but the water's far too strong and pushes it far and quickly away.
Would it work as like an impromptu foothold?
What happens if I
It
shot
would be
both of them?
far easier to time the wood that is crossing. In a
I think
pinch, you could possibly use it for something, but this is probably not the most economic use of it.
Okay. In that case, I think it might just be best if we all just daisy chain with rope.
If someone wants to come to Joshua and then to Holgear and then tie rope continuing, you guys can do that or something.
I mean, I could always try and part the water.
Moses, is that you?
You would get the idea that if you were to do that, the water would build up on one side. You have done something very similar to that before when you were saving Need from being flooded, and it took a lot of effort and didn't last very long, but you certainly could try. No discussion in the notes channel, please.
LOL.
Lol.
Also, if you were to tape the Hoarfrost bolts to your feet would begin to freeze, and then your legs would begin to freeze, and then your torso, and then your head.
Then your face.
Yes, your face is part of your head.
No,
Like, all of you
technically-
would start to freeze. You have to handle the bolts very carefully. But they are just like raw chunks of ice. So anything that touches them will begin to freeze.
What kind of ice is this?
Hoarfrost ice, I said. It's magical ice.
I hate magic.
Alright, your spear is no longer magical. You're welcome.
I hate you, Spill.
Come on. Time's a waste of.
Okay.
I love all these gifs in the chat.
The DC for me was. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna try and part the water for when I cross.
Okay. What is the point of splitting the water?
I mean, just so that it's like maybe a bit easier to cross, because it's basically a rushing stream,
Correct.
and we don't.
To be clear, if there is no water, then there are no wooden paths to walk across. And as far as you can tell, you cannot see the floor, so you do not know how far down of a drop it would be to get to the floor and then back up to the pathway on the other side.
Just drop.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that it's might not be very feasible for the current situation.
Like the way we were talking about Jesus like 5 minutes ago, now we have someone being Moses.
It's almost as if there's a symbolism going on.
It would definitely be a great idea if someone was in the water and you could save them. But I think, considering that there are,
to have in your back pocket.
yeah,
Oh my god, I forgot.
this
Moses
is why
and
I didn't
Moses.
let you guys rest and gain your spell slots back before this, because this is a management system as well. What were you saying, Joshua?
Oh no. I was reacting to the gift in the
Oh,
section VC.
You absolutely may split the water. I just want to be clear to you with what I'm trying to describe.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question.
Yeah.
If she did part the water, could she then maintain the cutoff on one of the sides so that the wood would kind of just sit there, making an impromptu bridge?
It absolutely would, and the other half of the water would just completely rush away. So,
Okay. Impromptu bridge sounds great.
That actually does sound like a good idea.
See, I have them occasionally.
Well, mind if I use it?
Nope, go ahead.
Awesome. I'm gonna do that.
okay. Where are you summoning it? Basically right where Joshua is, or where Holgir is? I guess you could probably do it just past, so that all the wood would sort of collect in between the zigzagging path.
Yeah.
Okay. I will allow that. Go ahead and make a What's your spellcasting modifier?
My spell casting modifier is a +3.
What is your ability? I should say. I believe it's wisdom, or is it charisma?
Charisma Warlock.
Yeah, it's charisma.
Okay, make a charisma saving throw. Just because it gives you all the numbers.
Yay! It's a dirty 24.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Talia reaches out and stops the flow of the water, and as it cascades and falls off to one side, the wood starts to collect into a pathway that is right in the middle of the chamber, in between these zigzagging paths. Holgear and Joshua, do you want to abandon your positions on the pedestals and just run across?
If it goes all the way across, yeah.
It does.
I'm a bolt for it.
Okay. Joshua?
He probably will too.
He might have stepped away. Havelock, do you want to run across?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Now we can.
Bro, I
And
said
can
I'll
they-
run like 3 times.
Okay.
Okay then.
Both of you make acrobatics checks with advantage. Havelock, are you doing the same?
Can she move while doing this?
Where the hell is it?
I mean, she can.
In that case, I'm just gonna walk across.
Okay. You do so. You begin slowly walking across.
23 on Holgear's acrobatics check.
Just holding the dead bunny in my arms.
Okay. Holgear makes it.
I rolled a 5.
You do have advantage.
Joshua?
I think he cut out again.
13.
13.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
13.
Joshua begins to make it quickly after Holgear, but Holgear, you rush a little too far ahead and pull on the rope, causing it to snap, and Joshua stumbles a little bit. So he has to finish making it the rest of the way. So you can go ahead and make another acrobatics check, but you do not have advantage this time because Holgear's not helping you. But the DC will also be lower since you are not that far now.
Alright. It's an 11.
Okay, yeah, you make it. It's a bit of a struggle. It's not the most delicate thing. You just rush across, just wanting to get off of it at this point. Talia, as Havelock is walking across, are you also following?
Yeah, I'll follow. I'll follow behind.
Okay. Are you both just walking steadily across, or are you quickly making your way?
I'm just gonna walk across, behind him.
Okay.
I'm just doing a slow walk.
Go ahead and make another wisdom, or sorry, not wisdom, charisma saving throw, Talia.
Okay.
Just because a little bit of time has passed on them.
That's a 17.
Okay. When you guys are about halfway across the chamber, just sort of generally taking your time, being very careful with your steps and walking across, you suddenly realize that the water is really starting to build up and the wood begins shaking under your feet a little bit. And then that's when you hear a clicking sound. You need to turn around and see that shadow form of Joshua holding you both at gunpoint. What do you do?
I'd like to quickly throw my spear at it,
Okay.
but I'd like to try to make sure I'm not aiming the spear to where it's gonna go into the water.
He's standing right next to you. Like, he's not a shadow anymore. He is literally a three-dimensional silhouette standing in front of you.
In front of me or beside me?
in front of you. Like behind
Oh,
you,
that-
so you've turned around.
Oh, in that case,
So go ahead and make a standard attack roll.
I'm not gonna throw up the spear. I'm just gonna slash.
Yeah.
Imagine if Joshua dueled himself. That'd be awesome.
Hey Joshua, how about you make an
Joshua's.
attack roll for me too?
Am I even close?
Oh, that's a
I'm using
25.
your stats,
I
but
hit a. I got a normal 20 plus 5. That's a 25.
I guess I could look at your character sheet, but I didn't want to. Yeah, I should probably just pull up your character sheet. I'll just do
Yeah, that'd be pretty
that.
normal.
What'd you get, Havelock?
That's a 20. 25.
Same thing happened again. Either this character does not exist or you don't have permission to view it. Fun. I think I need you to give me a new link or something. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, let me roll for
Yeah.
damage. Oh, that's two eights. That's a. Oh, damn! I was so close to getting 20 damage right there. That's a 12.
Okay. I'm just gonna make up some numbers. Because I believe it's this. As you slash
Yeah.
at this thing, there is another blast as the gun explodes in your face, and you take 14 points of fire damage.
Can those of us on the far side do anything? Or not?
Yeah, anybody can do anything.
Oh, cool. Can I take a shot with called shot?
You may. You have advantage on the attack roll.
Okay. Get to thing.
Y'all buff. Y'all
Actions.
buff.
Talia, would you like to do anything?
I'm pretty sure I miss. Got a 12.
Yeah, that misses. Unfortunately, as the form of it gets slashed by Havelock's golden spear, the form of it kind of starts to loosen up and almost starts to break into these wisps of smoke, and you just sort of fire straight through one of these open holes in it as it's struggling to reform. I do have an option if you're interested, Talia.
Yeah, let me hear what you have to say.
You could drop the water and then just quickly run across.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about doing that, but I wanted to do a dimension door and have me and Havelock go through and then I drop the water. That way we kind of just don't.
Okay, yeah, you could do that.
Ain't I on like the opposite side of the shadow person?
You two are pretty much standing right next to each other.
Okay.
But yeah, Talia, if you would like to mark off a spell slot, Talia opens up a doorway and quickly grabs you, Havelock, pulling you through the doorway as the shadow form of Joshua struggles to reform itself, and you are all standing on the opposite side of the room as you watch the water begins to rush back in and crash through, and this figure is lost to the waters.
Nope. Let's keep going.
Havelock just looks at them. Does anyone know what that creature is?
Well,
Holger will hook his thumb over at Joshua.
Joshua kind of just says, it's probably some kind of manifestation of either A, my magical abilities, or B, the cave itself. So, yeah.
Havelock's just looking at Joshua. Very well then, let's keep moving.
Okay. You
Glad
enter
everybody gets
into the doorway, and you are instantly into a dark corridor. You can see some light up ahead, but it is a fairly long walk before you reach it.
Is this magic darkness or normal darkness?
It's just normal darkness.
In that case, I see perfectly.
Yes. It's several feet away before the ground starts to gradually dip down, and you are suddenly walking through water that begins to illuminate the chamber around you. And it's gradual but immediately recognizable that the water that you begin walking in is extremely warm, and then becomes soon unbearable to be in at all. And you quickly have to make your way off to the sides, and you can either attempt to push through the water where it becomes far too hot to stand, or you can try and make your way across. This is a narrow hallway that's about 6 feet wide and is about 9 feet tall. But the ground does gradually start to dip down until there is a pit right before a door on the other side. There is a plaque on the ground that reads, "Plunge. Some actions can only be done alone, but there will always be those encouraging you on." The surface of the water is writhing as various bubbles rise to the surface. The heat in this room alone tells you that the water is scalding hot as the liquid churns and boils. Steam drifts lazily around the room and creates a warm, relaxing atmosphere. Deep in the water below, you can barely make out the shimmer of metal amongst the rocks at the bottom, a similar metallic shine to the lock on the door.
So there's a key at the bottom of the boiling water.
Correct.
Havelock puts out his bill. Can one of you hold this for me?
Please do not tell me you're thinking what I think you're thinking.
Can either one of
wouldn't
can
it
any
make
one of
sense
you
for the
breathe
guy-
underwater?
No, but I can cast
I mean, I can
armor.
probably.
Wait. Joshua,
Wouldn't Joshua?
don't you have the ability to like stay underwater for like an hour?
You know, I don't know anymore. Let's check that out. Joshua jumps into the pool and sinks.
Okay, you're completely fine. What is your constitution score?
My constitution, the one thing I'm good at. Well, not one thing, but you get the joke. Either way. Constitution. I have a 13 in Constitution. I thought that was way higher.
Yeah, I thought you did too.
I have a
You might have
19.
adjusted it because I told you some stuff about game mechanics.
Either way, I have a 13 in Constitution.
So your modifier would be a +2, which means that you can survive 4 minutes underwater holding your breath. You leap into the water, and the boiling water rises around you, causing bubbles to push you back up to the surface, and you float in the water. But you are immune to fire damage, which means that the heat of the water does not scald and burn you.
Joshua is just kind of surprised and...
Unfortunately, if you want to attempt to swim down, you will have to make an athletics check to struggle against the push of the water as the bubbles rise up.
Before he does that, can I go take a look at the door real quick?
Okay, how do you reach the door?
No,
There is
don't
about
do
20 feet of boiling hot water that you have to navigate.
I'd like to toss my spear.
Okay, you do so. I was just waiting for someone to do like the Ninja Warrior thing where you put out your hands and feet against the walls and crab walk across.
I was about to.
Yeah, you go investigate the door. What do you do at the door? Holgear, if you want to do that, you can make a acrobatics check.
I'd like to
Yeah.
investigate the area around the lock to see like what's it made out of exactly.
Make a history check. The doorway is this sort of very smooth, sort of dark metal.
I'd like to use an auto 20.
Okay, for a total of
24.
okay.
it.
The metal that encompasses the shape of this door. The wood of this door is this sort of dark oak that matches most ships. And you can actually see that it's oiled as well to resist the stain and wear of water. But the metal that encompasses the hinges and the lock and other mechanisms of the door is similar to other metals that you have seen in this chamber, such as the plaques and other things. It is this sort of pristine, almost dark pearl color. It's like porcelain, but with like vivid colors in it. And there's also these sort of writhing green tendrils that make it almost look like a reverse skyline, like a reverse sunrise. But from the bottom of the ocean with these sort of like seaweed moving through it. It is Parabellum, which is what Talia's sword is made out of.
Nice.
I'd like to test something real quick.
Okay,
I have a question.
go ahead, Talia.
Permission to use Beyond the Boundary.
Okay.
I want to be able to get to the key.
Beyond the Boundary allows you to overcome, right? Or something?
Mm-hmm. It says whenever you are approached by an impossible goal or stalled by any means, you will be able to overcome them. You are able to breach an obstacle a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per day.
You absolutely may. What you can choose to do is either, I will say this, rather than just sort of making it something that is just instantly possible, I will grant you control of something in the situation. So I will allow you to change the temperature of the water from boiling to normal or cold. I will also allow you to change the flow of the water so that the bubbles do not push people to the surface. If there is another aspect of this puzzle that you would like to undo or reverse, I will also allow that.
Unlock the door.
since my sword and the lock are made out of the exact same metal, would it be possible for me to break the lock?
There's only
Is it
one way to
ethical
find
for you
out.
to break the law?
Havelock, I will say this. You would know that Parabellum does not work on itself.
Alright, so I'd like to test my theory real quick. Havelock's mouth just opens up like this. I guess the easiest way to say it. Anyone ever play like Resident Evil 5?
Everybody
Nope,
here has
don't
played
like those
Resident
games.
Evil 5. Oh.
So say yes.
Played the first part of it.
Okay, so do you know when one of the infected guys open their mouth and those weird four things come out?
Yeah.
Like a predator?
Yeah, Havelock has one of those. He opens his mouth, and as he does, he spits out acid onto the door.
Okay.
What the fuck is Havelock?
Okay,
I
Madeline.
aim for the spot around the lock, the wood around the lock, to see if I could just melt through the wood.
Roll damage.
Every 10.
Okay. You watch as the acid sinks into the wood, and the wood just begins to melt away. And most of the wood begins to completely dissolve, leaving behind the metallic structure that is the door that encompasses the frame of the door, as well as the door frame, and also the handle and lock. The metal is completely untouched, but there is a large enough hole that you could possibly reach through.
Alright, I'd like to just reach my hand in there and see if I can like find anything to unlock the door.
You cannot.
In that case, I'd like to shoot more acid on the door.
Okay. You can spit as much acid as you want to completely melt the door. Unfortunately, due to the intricacy of the metal work on the door, you are unable to squeeze through just the door itself.
So I've melted away all the wood. All that's left is the metal, and it's basically blocking our path.
Yes.
Damn, so we're gonna need the key anyways.
Yes.
Oh, there goes my
At
plan.
least the lock wasn't.
It
wood.
is very ingenious, and under any other circumstance, I would have allowed it. But this is the trial of teamwork, which means that you all need to work together.
Fair enough.
I will
Quick
also
question.
say this, because of what happened in the previous chamber, where some of you began to work amongst yourselves to start with, but then began to solve things on your own. That is what seemed to cause the anger and uprising of summoning this combative individual.
So because we decided to walk by ourselves, this shadow dude is here to kill us.
You get the idea that if you want to do it by yourself, you absolutely can, but it will be more difficult, as there will be more obstacles in your pathway. Let me just put it that
Does that mean I'm gonna have to fight my own shadow?
way. I don't know.
Hey,
And I'm not saying that necessarily this trial has something to do with specifically Joshua because of that. I'm just saying that Joshua is immune to the boiling hot water.
Alright, so Havelock just turns around and he's like closing his predator mouth.
So we need to get Joshua to be able to sink. Correct?
Aren't I all?
No, you haven't sunken yet. The bubbles are
Already?
are preventing you from doing that.
How heavy is my spear?
Not heavy enough.
I
Damn.
have a dumb idea.
Oh,
I can he said that I could make the bubbles push him downward, or I could make the water not boil anymore.
right.
I'd recommend you do that.
In general, you do have control water, which I would say would probably work in this instance of reversing the flow of water. And I would also say that control water would allow you to adjust the temperature of it. So that would also work in this case. I'm just because Beyond the Boundary is such an interesting aspect. I'm just trying to think of things to relate it to. So in case you didn't have the spell slots for control water, you absolutely could do something like that. It's basically a skeleton key, use all for any circumstance, basically, is what Beyond the Boundary does. But you could absolutely do something else that isn't water controlling related. That was just me offering you some ideas.
I think.
Would you all like a hint, or do you want more? You guys got ideas?
I was going to offer to summon a magical armoire, so that way we could load him up with clothes. Wait,
Well, that's
You know,
thinking outside the box.
like-
I'll admit that.
like a sane person does.
Of course.
I love that. That's brilliant, because that's almost exactly what the hint was going to be. Let me put it to you in a more eloquent fashion.
Elegant
Where
fashion.
in the previous chamber you all were able to make it across the rough seas that are your day-to-day life, and every step you take is easier to make when you have the trust and helping words of your friends. What is something that weighs people down?
Doubt.
Armor.
Guilt.
Yes. Just
People.
murder someone real quick.
These are all
But-
correct, but the answer I was specifically looking
Gravity.
for was baggage.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The majority of my kit is in my
I
bag
mean-
of holding.
If you want your friends to suffer and sink beneath the waves, what can you do?
I'll
Down
get
the-
a chain shirt.
Give him the old cement shoes. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, but legit, I feel like Joshua is the worst for this since he's not very complicated.
I'm
not
only
saying-
carrying like 2 items on me, Sparrow.
Yeah, it would not take that much weight for Joshua to swim down. There are many options that you have here to assist Joshua in being able to swim down and get the key.
How
Tully,
much does the dead rabbit weigh?
Not enough.
Never mind. There goes my plan. I was gonna
He
say,
would-
alright,
he-
you throw it
he would
down
also
and you
float.
cook him.
I would say that his carcass is small and fluffy enough that he would float on water.
So is someone gonna turn him into a coat, or
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
You're
Hey,
a
it's gonna be a-
morbid little one.
I
it's
might have,
it's just a waste of perfectly good food.
Just
I
stop
might
that.
have something that can help.
Go ahead.
What's up?
I have my cloak of the manta ray. While wearing this cloak and with the hood up, I can breathe underwater, and I have a swimming speed of 60 feet.
That would do it.
Yeah,
I also think that was an object that we got from one of the snufters, so I think it is a sentient cloak of the manta ray.
Yeah.
Yes, we established it's a
Yeah.
literal manta ray she's wearing on her back.
Gotcha. I like that. Yeah, if you gave that to Joshua, he would definitely be able to swim against the current. No spell slots needed.
It's
Oh,
called
right.
fashion.
I want that back.
I'll give it back after I get the key.
It is this sort of very brilliant sort of blue speckled sort of slate gray and white kind of beautiful color that almost clashes with his weird sort of leather outfits and flaming skin, but it kind of complements it at the same way, especially in this beautiful rippling water light. So yeah.
Well, it is the opposite of his natural element, so...
Joshua, if you would like, please make me an athletics check with advantage.
Athletics. Oh no, where's my dice?
You know what? I will allow acrobatics. Because this is almost less about trying to push against water as much as it is avoiding bubbles. And I do know that dexterities are better stats, so...
You know what? I'll just use an auto 20. I don't feel like rolling.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Man, people are burning through these things.
You force yourself to swim downward against the current of the bubbles. Doing so expends most of your energy, but realizing the strength of this current gives you a sense of ease, as the return trip will be far more expedient. As you reach the base of the chamber, you see the key is resting in the outstretched hand of a statue. The figure is indecipherable as bubbles buffet you around and obscure your vision. You reach out and take the key from the statue's hand. As you do so, you knock it loose from its ancient position. A cloud of dust rises up past you, obscuring your vision entirely, momentarily, before rushing up past you. The surface of the water is suddenly covered in floating particles that cause the entire room above to slowly darken until nobody can see, even those with dark vision, as there is no light entering the chamber.
Shit.
Amidst the confusion, the statue topples over and collapses on top of you, Joshua. You lose precious breaths of air as it falls onto you. The weight of the stone resists the push of the current as its outstretched arms pin you down. You push back against it, causing it to get stuck against the narrow walls. And that's when you recognize the statue. Looking down at you with a solemn face is Malachi, the man who offered you a home, a job, a place to learn, a chance, who sacrificed everything to take you under his wing and tried to give you everything you need only to have you push him away. He looks down at you, his stone features illuminated by the rippling water, and you realize his arms aren't grasping out to hold onto you. They're open. They always have been. His vacant eyes and grim smile convey that, despite only wanting to help, he knew he could never give you what you truly needed. And as your vision begins to blacken and your muscles lose their strength, the statue begins to fall once more. It becomes unstuck from its position where you pushed it into, only for it to gently place itself against your chest in an uncomfortable hug before it turns and rolls away, getting pushed by the current. As Malachi lets you go, you suddenly rush to the surface, your last sight being the cold, dark body of your teacher falling away from you as you break the surface of the water, gasping for air.
Holgir's got dancing lights up.
Okay.
God
Yeah.
Damn, that was fucking dramatic.
Joshua rushes to the surface, the key clutched in his hand.
Good job, buddy.
Joshua says to everybody, that was really dramatic. And goes up onto
The swimming?
No.
I don't think we would have been able to see the whole thing that was going on.
Nobody else
Yeah,
saw anything.
no,
Only
not at
Joshua
all.
experienced that.
Yeah, because
No,
we're
he's
in
just
pitch
gonna
black
leave it.
darkness.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna leave it at that was very dramatic and hand the key to some.
There's like dust and rubble floating on the surface, so nobody could see underneath what was happening in the water, even though Holgir did bring out dancing lights. So you all were illuminated in your space, but you didn't see anything in the water. But shortly after the surface is obscured, Joshua washes ashore. And
I'll let it.
as it does so,
Let-
the surface actually begins to cook until it is a solid surface that you all can simply walk across.
Okay, yeah.
You make it to the
Have Lock
doorway.
puts his-
Quick question:
Lock puts his-
If Joshua didn't get out of the water in time, would he have just gotten stuck in there like Jello?
I think probably like it only did that after he would get out.
That's fair.
I would say that it's almost more like oh geez, what's that liquid that doesn't oobleck? Yeah, it like doesn't act like a when you run across it, you can sink into it. Yeah.
That's what
More
liquid
pressure
that
you
does
put on
that.
it, the more solid.
That's what it would have been like for Joshua. He would have been able to pull himself out of it. It wouldn't have cured around him because his natural body heat is far too hot for it to. Magic. It works. It's fine. You go on to the next chamber.
Havelock just takes the key and unlocks the door.
You do.
But
So.
what's left of the door?
Yeah.
Eve.
You
What are
actually
you
go
guys
and try
doing?
the handle and it was
Door
unlocked the
punching
entire
contest?
time.
I swear to God, Spiro.
You never tried the. You never tried.
God damn it!
No.
I investigated the door. I just never said to open it.
It was locked. It was locked.
I was about to say, Spiro. I swear to God.
Just to be clear, though, you did never try the handle from this side.
Yeah, I never did. So that would have been the funniest thing ever.
That is still my favorite. My favorite puzzle I've ever did was like describe this doorway and like a whole bunch of different random things around it. And when you try to go and push on the door, it resists you, but it's a pull door.
I was thinking, is it a pull door?
Yeah,
Like, is there
I
anything,
described
you're
like
supposed to
it's
grab?
5 steps up to this large oak doorway. You can see intricate mechanisms around the latch system and whatnot. And when you pound into it, but does not budge. And it's got like sconces on the wall. And there's 3 lights that hang, like just a bunch of random different information. It's just
Oh,
like,
so you
it's
were basically dissecting them.
yeah. That's my favorite puzzle ever. When you overthink it.
What campaign was that in? I want to see that.
That was in my first campaign. You were there. That was during the Portal Prince. It was
Oh, I think I was away during that point.
maybe
That's when I would show up really late. Remember?
you may not even have participated in that specific trial. It was like a full Ninja Warrior course that I think 3
Oh
people
yeah, I
had to
was
rush
never a
through.
part of that.
Yeah,
I was a part of the death battles,
yeah.
and then finally when we killed the prince himself.
Gerald Loggins was a part of that one, and he made it second to last, which means that he stayed alive. The last person died.
I swear to God, I really wanted that one to die.
Anywho,
Out of everyone, I wanted Zero
you all
Loggins to die.
enter into a vast and gaudy chamber. The ceiling shines down with several shafts of light that bathe the room in a luminous glow, making all the dark stones shimmer like porcelain. The chamber is
Denso.
large, with lots of open area, allowing you all to move about with ease, creating the first non-claustrophobic space in the entire cave. Across the room from all of you is a large stone with a simple yet vast and intricate map on it that details various locations. As you look at it, you can generalize places that you all recognize, if not simplistic approximations, lead you all to believe that your worlds are or were connected. The stone is far too large and heavy to be moved by might or magic alone. However, the groove it is slotted into and the mechanism it is attached to offers another option to move it out of your path. The stone door has several large silver chains attached to it, leading up to the ceiling where there is a complex machine that spools and moves the chains in an intricate pulley system. The other end of the chain leads to the only other object in this room, a single statue in the center of the room. The chain wraps around the porcelain figure, molding into its form before disappearing entirely, as there is no way to remove the chains from the figure. The statue is lunging towards the party as you enter the room, its arms outstretched in anguish. Their feet are firmly planted into the floor, one outstretched behind them, while another takes a massive step forward. Both are fixed to a base that is slotted into a groove on the floor. The weight of the statue, however, appears to be held by the chains as it holds them back from their desperate attempt. At first glance, the figure appears to be attempting to flee, and they're being restrained by their bindings. However, which effect prompted the other, you are unsure. Whether the figure had to be restrained or only became upset once they were, and then began to fight against the chains. Upon closer inspection, the statue appears it can be slid back, pushing it towards where the chains pull them. To do so, one might make a similar pose and push against the hands of the statue in a grappling maneuver. At the base of the statue is a plaque that reads, "Burden. Everyone has something they're holding. Even a single helping hand can make that pain lighter." I need to top on my water. I'll be right back.
I got $5 that says this is everybody basically doing like a tug of war situation. We all push the statue back.
I'll take that bet.
So will I. I prefer check.
I don't do credit, only cash.
If you ever see a check for $5 in the mail from me, throw that bitch in the trash. That is not a valid check.
Alrighty, I'm back. What are you guys talking
Just imagine like walking into a bank with that.
Yeah, just trying to cash a $5 check real quick.
They're gonna be like, "Are you serious?" It doesn't even matter if this is counterfeit. This doesn't matter at all.
Do you need me to describe anything again or differently?
I don't think so. Are we all in agreement that it's gonna be a tug of war, shove the statue back?
More than likely.
Yep.
That's what it appears to be.
Okay.
Alright.
Do we not
Everyone
have...
take a hand.
Joshua, do you have to leave in 5 minutes, or do you have half an hour? Because if you want, we can end the session here, or...
Probably got.
Or do you
Couple
mind
more
them
minutes.
continuing past this puzzle without you?
Let's just complete this puzzle and see what happens.
Alright, we'll keep going for now, and you just let us know.
Yeah, let's do some quick rollies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of wonky.
Alright, Havelock goes up to the left hand.
Okay.
There's like 4 of
Josh-
us, so we 2 to each hand.
Joshua goes to the right.
Okay.
I'll be with Havelock this time.
Okay.
Switch things up a little bit.
Alright,
And
I'll go
just to
with
be clear, this is a humanoid statue, so it's all your size.
Oh, okay. In that case, Havelock, Joshua, Holgear, Talia? Conga line it?
How about we all just grab a piece of the body and push? We don't specifically only have to push the hands.
Yeah, you can also just pull on the chain.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
Yeah,
was
but
going
it's
to
more
say. Why don't we
dramatic if you use the hands.
Why don't we
There
try
has to be some
yanking on the
scene.
chains? Actually, how about 3 of us pull on the chains and then 1 of us pushes the body?
Joshua,
Alright,
you want to
Josh.
call Patty Cake?
Fine, Joshua calls patty cake.
Alright,
Yeah.
Joshua.
Alright,
Joshua.
And then
Havelock
me,
goes and grabs one of the hands.
And you're all just pushing on it?
Yeah.
Joshua's pushing.
We'll pull
Giving
it.
it a group deal.
Alright. Who would like to make the strength check? Or you can all do it individually.
I have terrible strength.
Now let's just
so-
see how good my.
I have a 14 to strength, but
Let's just
We all
have
know
everyone
that
roll a strength check real quick.
strength boy.
Okay.
Ah,
good.
that is a terrible roll. So close. Alright. I got a 7.
Okay.
30-14 for me.
Okay.
Ugh, that was an 8. That was horrible.
Hey, at least
You
it beat me.
all begin pushing and pulling
Well, I
and
said-
twisting and
I
turning and
said
trying
pull.
to various poses and positions, and the statue does not seem to budge. It is quite
Joshua
stubborn,
offers-
unwilling to move.
Joshua off.
Go.
Never mind.
No,
Something else.
I'm sorry. Please.
I mean, I don't really have any physical burdens I can offer it.
Wait.
Can I just real quick, can I hang one of my bags on his arm? See if that does anything.
Okay.
Give him my burden.
You do so.
Well, it makes a good coat rack.
Okay.
Wow.
Havelock like thinks for a second and like puts the dead rabbit on it too.
Oh no!
Joshua. Joshua gives the statue his gun.
Oh, I forgot to write down these stuff, but here I'll put it in the game stuff. Okay, so the previous one, yeah, that was Joshua's trial, and then yeah,
I'm guessing this is higher for each one of you guys.
not necessarily. But they are based off of stuff that happened in the previous chamber.
Quickly, everyone, try to remember something.
So just a reminder, the plaque reads, burden. Everyone has something they are holding. Even a single helping hand can make that pain lighter.
Oh wait, should we break the chains?
Oh my god, we could break the chains.
You want me to acid it? See if it melts?
No, dude. I kind of want to do something cool.
Fine. You can have
That's
your turn in
what
the
take-
spotlight.
And just a reminder, the chains are, I said silver, but they're actually still parabellium.
I was gonna
Oh,
take it
no.
and sell it.
No.
I was
Sadly.
gonna shoot it to break the chains, like in the movies.
Yeah.
Would that work?
You could attempt to break the statue.
No, that's mean.
I mean, it's just a statue. It's not like it represents anybody, right?
That's rude.
Wait,
How would you like it if we
Is it
called you just the
Talia?
DM?
is the statue Talia? Is this like
The
a
statue is
metaphor?
not Talia, but it is feminine.
Okay, can one of you like roll a sec to see if any one of you know this statue?
Yeah,
Every
anybody
statue so far
anybody that
has
would like
picked
to
someone
can
you
make a
guys have
history
known.
check, including you, Havelock. You can make a history check.
Alright, I'm rolling.
Hey yo, is this Talia's mom?
I was
God
gonna.
dang it, of course.
I was gonna.
Alright, I definitely didn't pass. I got an 8, so nothing for me.
Nope.
It was about to get a 22.
Real quick, I want to try something. Can I try giving the statue a hug and then pushing it back? Just sort of like.
Real quick, what did everyone get for their history checks?
I rolled in that one.
Let me.
so-
Okay.
Ooh, 18.
I got a 13, but I wanna try. I wanna try.
Talia,
something.
I will give you advantage.
Oh, you'll give me advantage? Okay.
Mhm.
Here, let me roll again with fucking advantage.
Just because this is, well,
It's 14.
So it did have to do something with one of them.
there are not many powerful stubborn female individuals that you are aware of. But there is one in particular that you do know pretty well. Or rather, you don't know her very well.
Scotty, isn't it?
It is Scotty.
Oh my
I
God.
fucking called it. I knew it was gonna be Scotty.
And Holgir, as you step close and wrap your arms around it, you do feel as though the statue shudders slightly, which is interesting, as with all of your combined efforts to push and pull and attempt to shake it, there was no budge in its movement, and yet this somehow affects her.
I think I'm gonna walk up and I'm going to do the exact same thing that Holgear did.
You're gonna
Group
give
hug.
it a hug?
Yeah.
Group hug.
I don't think Havelock participating in this hug's gonna do anything.
Joshua,
And
group
Joshua
hug.
even met Scotty.
And
I don't.
I want to whisper something in the statue's ear.
Oh, what would you like to say?
I want to apologize.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
That is a dirty 20.
As you say these words to your sister, you feel this unsettling sense of relief that comes, almost as if there was an unknown weight on your shoulders that you have now released. And in doing so, the statue begins to move. With even the slightest push, you are able to move it backwards as it stops resisting the pull of these chains. And the stone doorway begins to slowly lower down as the weight of the world is lifted off of their shoulders, and you push her back to a resting place.
Aw. Metaphor, says Joshua.
And the door is open. And as you step away, Talia, your shoulder is damp.
Oh, did you get a little bit of water on your shoulder from the boiler room?
We are not calling it the boiler room.
No.
Kind of what it was, though.
when
If anything,
she-
it's like a sauna.
When she moved away from the statue, wherever the face was planted into Talia, that spot is damp.
Alright, so unfortunately, I have an early start for school tomorrow, so I gotta go.
Okay. We can end
You
the
want us to
session here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You're totally skipping my mind.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.